in September of this year, just a couple months away, the highway bill, the program under which we build bridges and roads and highways around the country, is set to expire. Even more worrisome, in August of this year, next month, the Highway Trust Fund, which funds all of that activity, is scheduled to run out of money. And so, Mr. President, I hope there is a broad consensus here that we need to act to continue the ongoing highway program. To not act, to allow the Highway Trust Fund to run out of money, to allow the highway program just to end, would be an enormous anti-stimulus for the economy, because a lot of significant, productive infrastructure spending and activity would just stop overnight. And so, Mr. President, we must act, and I believe everyone acknowledges that. What I'm concerned about, Mr. President, is that we're going to go right up to the 11th hour, to the precipice, and then we're going to be given one choice and one choice only here on the floor of the Senate, rather than have a calm and reasoned debate about the best way to act and the best way to pay for that. And so, Mr. President, I strongly urge the Senate to take up this matter sooner rather than later, and to consider all of the reasonable and all of the available options. We need a better solution than merely to print more money or borrow more money from the Chinese. That's why, Mr. President, I have introduced my proposal, Senate Bill 1344. And that bill specifically is called the Highway Investment Protection Act. It would extend and reauthorize the highway program for an initial 18 months, and it would fund that out of existing stimulus dollars which have already been appropriated. Now, Mr. President, what is the point of that? The point is real simple. If we use existing, already appropriated stimulus dollars, we're not borrowing more money. We're not printing more money. We're not borrowing more money from the Chinese. So we're not, yet again, increasing the deficit and increasing the debt. That's very important. We're also not increasing taxes, which is a horrible thing to do, particularly in the middle of a very serious recession. One of the clear lessons from the Great Depression is of the things you don't do that unfortunately leaders back then did in some cases. One was to increase taxes, which made the Depression far worse and far longer in duration than it otherwise needed to be. So this program doesn't print more money, doesn't borrow yet more from the Chinese, doesn't raise taxes. And that's the great advantage of it. In addition, Mr. President, it's specifically structured to give maximum flexibility to the Obama administration in terms of where to find those stimulus dollars. So we don't say specifically, take it from this account, which they may favor, take it from that account, which they may prefer. We give the Obama administration maximum flexibility. And, Mr. President, I think virtually everyone acknowledges that at the end of the day, when the entire $800+ billion stimulus program is worked through, there will be over this amount of money that remains unspent and unobligated. There will be more than what is required for the next 18 months for the Highway Trust Fund, about $20 billion, which cannot be spent out of the stimulus anyway. And so this is simply capturing that money and using it to extend this vital highway program, this important infrastructure spending.